So, an interesting weekend, I suppose.
Very interesting.
Jump in with a big story. Premiership title race, the first real, well, I'll say the first real twist. There's been lots so far, but
twist in the pig's tail.
a big twist. You were at the Celtic game on Saturday.
There, yes,
by all accounts, they didn't exactly set the head of the light, but got the job done.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't the most satisfying of performances. But I believe the meltdown from some fans was pretty uncalled for when you consider, we walked away with a 3-0 win. We kept
3-0 at home.
We won 3-0. We got a clean sheet. We extended the lead at the top of the table. Little did we know, though, what would happen the next day.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. So, Edouard picking up an injury of some sort midweek.
I think they were talking on the radio about a toe.
Yeah, so
toe
he was on the
something.
bench, but he obviously was fit enough to be involved because he made the difference.
He
but
changed the
Griffiths
game.
from the start, how did he do? I didn't see much of
Well,
him.
I think Griffiths was in the situation, going into the game after scoring 2 goals over the 2 games beforehand. You're thinking to yourself, could fancy a goal here, Ross County. It's the sort of situation you're like, but I feel like he struggled to get into the game. I feel like it was one of the ones, a lot of Celtic fans saying, he tries too hard. Mm-hmm. It seems like he got, too, flustered in the game or something. I don't think it should be read into much. I feel like, he's just back. He's scored 2 already. It was 60 minutes of the game where he didn't play his best, but there's still a long time to go in the season. He's still got to come back in and score more goals. I think his performance wasn't abysmal by all accounts. I think you could say the try too hard thing was there.
I mean, he's still lacking match sharpness. I know he scored
Exactly.
2 goals, but he's still not match fit. He's a long way off that, I think so.
And you look at a lot of people complaining why we spent £3.5 million on Patrick Clemara.
That was exactly what I was going to say.
If Griffiths is in there and Edouard's coming on with an injury, what's Clemara going to do? Look, he's a week into a 4-year contract.
Yeah.
I think we don't need to worry yet now. There's a running joke, that we've signed all these players and they don't get a chance and they just disappear. I mean, like the prime example, look at Marvin Comper, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know.
We don't want it to turn out one of those scenarios, but we're looking at a promising young striker. I think the fact he hasn't played within his first week in a Celtic contract, we don't need to worry too much. When we have got 2 strikers there, one of Edouard's quality, who is arguably the best player in the country, and one in Lee Griffiths, who we know can score goals, I don't think it's something to look into much. If Griffiths does perform to the standard of what he did against Ross County week in, week out over the next, sort of portion of the season, then maybe we do look at Clemara being that second option. But he has to get a run in. He will get a run in. I don't think we need to worry ourselves too much about it.
By all accounts, Ross County had chances in that game.
Exactly. They did.
Big chances
They
too.
did have really big. But this is the thing. The thing that annoys me, and I think a lot of fans are overlooking, is, Ross County, yes, we were very vulnerable at the back in the first half. Johnny Hayes had a nightmare.
He was at left back, wasn't he?
He was at the
'Cause
left back
the boy
position.
Mullen for Ross County is a great player.
Yep.
I really like him.
But, we made plenty of mistakes. Even the centre halves didn't look comfortable, Simunovic and Julian in the first half. But people are overlooking the fact that Celtic had a chance to score 2 or 3 goals as well.
Yeah.
I guess the main criticism that Celtic fans are going to be worrying about is the fact if we perform that shaky at the back against the likes of Rangers, against the likes of Copenhagen, then it's game over. You can forget about winning it. So, I do understand the frustrations from Celtic fans. I think that there is, work to be done. Greg Taylor has to come in, I think, as left back now.
I just think it's mental how he's not got an extended run in that team.
I want Neil Lennon to come out and give the reason. There's got to be something there.
Because, I mean, he was great for Kelly, and even when he's had games for Scotland, I've been impressed. Like, he came in for his Scotland debut away to Belgium, and he did fine. Like, he looked, absolutely solid, a natural left back. I mean, Celtic fans aren't happy Tierney left, but they don't have a left back anywhere near as good as him now. But I think out of the bunch, Taylor's probably the closest, in my opinion.
But the fact that Greg Taylor isn't getting in the team, it looks like Johnny Hayes is about to sign a new contract at Celtic. The question is, was Greg Taylor a Neil Lennon signing? Isn't that somebody who Neil Lennon actually wanted in the team, or was it done higher up? You know how football works now. I think it was Tommy Wright who came out last week and he said, there's no point in calling me manager, call me head coach, because he has no control. Was Greg Taylor a Neil Lennon? There's got to be something there, because there's been no indication on the pitch that Greg Taylor is not good enough to play for Celtic.
That's the bizarre thing, because when he has played, he's done absolutely fine.
He's been solid.
And for modern day left backs, we expect the unexpected. We expect them to be fantastic. But if you're a left back, if you're solid and 6.5, 7 out of 10 every week, that's more than good enough.
And I guess you can use the same sort of what I said about Clemara. He's only a week in it. Greg Taylor, still by all accounts young. He was 21, 22 years old. He's got a long future ahead of him. But it's the fact Bolly has shown that he can struggle. Johnny Hayes, not a natural left back.
Will do a job, but the fact that they're putting him as first choice left back is pretty scandalous, really.
And it's over the next few weeks, if we're going to keep leaking out these chances to smaller teams, the question's got to be asked of Neil Lennon. When does he put whatever it is aside to give Taylor a chance? I'm just dying for Neil Lennon to come out and comment on it.
The thing is with Greg Taylor, when he was at Kelly under Steve Clarke, their defence was fantastic. He was playing part of a defence of the Premiership.
And that's how he got into the
clean
Scotland
sheets and exactly. So, you'd imagine he'll get a shot eventually. He's still kind of young, but it does seem a bit of a strange one.
It's annoying as well because obviously Neil Lennon's not in a situation where after the game, if someone asked Neil Lennon, why is Greg Taylor on the team? What's happening there? Greg Taylor, Celtic fans are asking why he's on the bench. I mean, we just won 3-0. Neil Lennon's going to obviously come out and give a generic answer. We won 3-0. We kept a clean sheet. I don't see any situation wrong with the back four that I played. And that's the annoying thing. And that's no criticism of Neil Lennon. I don't know what it's going to take before we do get something said in the matter or Greg Taylor is actually given his chance.
Yeah, and it does seem that Celtic seem to be at the moment very reactive in terms of the transfer market, in terms of how they jiggle up the squad, because it feels like in the summer they didn't really invest as much as they should have done, and then I think they're gonna they spent a bit of money in January as a result of Rangers really kicking out the backside. So I don't know, it's a bit of a strange one, but I think ultimately 5 points clear.
And 5 points clear, that's, you're talking about Rangers giving them a kick up the backside. I mean, there was a kick up the backside for Rangers this weekend.
There was indeed.
And that is this the kind of, is the winter break once again doomed Rangers' chances?
See, I feel like this is a bit unfair on Hearts, because I think Hearts were absolutely fantastic.
I know, that's the thing. What we said last week, I believe we spoke on it. Did we speak in the last podcast? Yeah. Was it done the Liam Boyce signing?
No, he signed after the last one.
Was it after the last one? Well, anyway, the Liam Boyce signing, when it was put up and when Hearts announced it, the first reaction from myself was some signing.
Yeah, he's going to score goals. He scores goals everywhere he's gone. I think the one season he didn't have a good goal scoring record. He had a serious knee injury or something like that. So, he proved it on Saturday. Not even just his goals. It just Hearts have missed having a goal scorer in that team for so long. So the threat of having one.
And I think him and Naismith are going to be a fantastic link up.
Yeah, if Naismith can stay fit.
We speak about that every week. Can Stephen Naismith ultimately play 2 games in a row?
And he did very well at the weekend.
Exactly. Both of them looked great together. Liam Boyce single-handedly may have just dealt a major blow in Rangers' title hopes.
I think for Hearts, watching Hearts on Sunday reminded me of watching Hearts teams of old, where they're at Tynecastle, there's a good atmosphere, they're up for it, they're aggressive, they're in your face, they make it difficult for you, and the Old Firm traditionally don't like going to Tynecastle, and that's what it was like at the weekend. So as much as Rangers were poor and they're disappointed, I think it was definitely more a case of Hearts beating Rangers than Rangers sort of crumbling. I don't think that's really what happened. I mean, Rangers had plenty of chances. First half, Ryan Kent and Joe Aribo both had big chances. Kent then scored. Defoe had half chances. The chances they got, though, were more... Actually, now that I think of it, it was more Hearts letting them in. Hearts let them in a few times. I think in terms of shots on target, they only had 2 Rangers. So to Hearts, 5 shots on target. And Hearts had 54% of the possession, so it wasn't like Hearts didn't deserve to win. They absolutely deserved to win it.
I feel like both sets of fans now on either end of the Old Firm, Celtic and Rangers, both sets of fans I don't think should get carried away in sense of winning or losing, because a lot of Rangers fans I think they over-dramatised the situation and saying, that's it, we've handed it back to Celtic. You'd seen a lot of that, and there was a lot of meltdown in the phone-ins and in social media, saying we've handed the title back to Celtic, and then obviously a lot of Celtic fans getting really happy that, this could potentially be the kind of break that we needed to escape them.
It was Gerrard's post-match comments that kind of sort of made me go, because he comes out and he basically just slags his team rotten for not having the character and the strength, really.
And I don't because the season is long. It's a long way away from being over. Yeah. Now, within the next, sort of how many games is left this season? Probably about 15, around that mark or something.
Both sides will drop points.
Exactly. Look, Celtic, as a Celtic fan, I can sit here and confidently say that Celtic are not going to take 3 points from every single... excluding the Old Firm games, we'll take them out of the conversation. Celtic are not going to take 3 points in every single game.
They're just not good enough.
I would love it to happen. I would love Celtic to take 3 points in every single game, but we have got trips to, you look at Motherwell this year, we've got to go to Fir Park, you've got to play Tynecastle again.
Well, the thing is, I remember at the start of the season, everyone was talking about how Celtic and Rangers were going to be comfortably ahead of the rest, and the Old Firm games would decide the title. The first Old Firm game, Celtic won, and a few weeks later, they were back neck and neck. It didn't mean anything in the context of the result. Rangers have just won the Old Firm now, and now they're further behind than they were before it, so that doesn't really mean anything either. Both sides are capable of dropping points to the teams below them in the league, and there's definitely going to be more twists and turns.
I certainly would not like Celtic fans to get too overconfident. Yes, let's have a wee giggle about it. It's nice to enjoy the moment while they come along. But it's certainly not, at any point of the season yet where we can say that that's over. And I feel like that's if Celtic were in the situation we were 5 points behind, there'd be no chance I'd be turning around and saying we've handed Rangers the title, because there are still 2 big Old Firm games to play, and there's still away trips that no one likes, and they include Easter Road, Tynecastle, Fir Park, and even tomorrow night Celtic have got to go to Perth.
The thing is, Celtic, you'd expect them to win comfortably, but it's one of those. If Celtic don't carve the chances open, if Edouard doesn't make it, if Griffiths isn't on his game, I mean, all these little factors can lead into poor results, and they can happen. And it's definitely, it's not out of the realms of possibility that Celtic drop points tomorrow night and Rangers pick up all 3. And
I think one thing to quickly touch on before we move off Celtic and Rangers, one thing we didn't really speak about in the Celtic game, Neil Lennon once again changing the system up.
What is that all about? Does he have like a big roulette wheel at the start of the game and he just decides what he's going to go with?
I don't know, but this is my question to you, Dave, because I kind of spoke about it myself on my channel. When you think about it, does Neil Lennon changing from this 3-5-2 one week to the 4-5-1 or the 4-2-3-1, sorry, the next week, does it make him adaptable as a manager, do you think, or does it make him
himself on?
That's because the main argument is, people are saying, Neil Lennon's too one-dimensional, he has one plan, he can never change, but then it changes and then Celtic fans are complaining.
Fair enough.
So where do you balance it? What happens there?
I can understand it if Lennon played, I don't know, say 3-5-2 on a Saturday at home to Hamilton, and then Thursday night he goes and changes it up when he's going away in Europe, and then the Saturday he changes it again when he's going to Ibrox. Fair enough. Big games, you adapt to the opposition. If they're equal to or better than you, you've got to find a way to beat them. But to change the formation 3 times a week when you're playing Thistle, Kelly, and Ross County, it's just bizarre. Like your squad is so much better than theirs that you should have a set way of playing and not worry about having to change. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it at all.
I mean, tactically they've already been outdone twice by Rangers this season, and you think if he wanted to get used to that 3-5-2 he would stick to it. I don't really know. We need to wait and see, because Kamala should have maybe came in and joined up with Griffiths up front, see that, but obviously it's not been match tested. You don't know what's going to happen. It's hard. I think Neil Lennon does get a lot of stick when it comes to his tactical choices. But I mean, both teams at the weekend went bizarre tactically, because Rangers in the middle of the park, they looked.
We're at the stage that we're near enough February now, and nobody, I don't think, knows what Celtic's best 11 in formation is. Really, Lennon doesn't know. It's still so refreshing for me as a neutral to have a top
because
challenge.
That's what brings us on nicely to the next part. There's only 2 midweek games in the Premiership in the top 4, and it's a midweek games on in any other leagues actually. Now I think about it, I don't want to go in too much.
Well, we'll start with, we mentioned it briefly. Celtic go to
St Johnstone. I'll be there. I'll be able to give you the first-hand review.
Yeah, Celtic should win that. But and Rangers host Ross County.
Aye, Ibrox.
Pretty hellish week for Ross County having to go to the Old Firm twice now.
I think that Celtic have got obviously a difficult game in their hands, because St Johnstone, historically over the past few years, McDermott Park has been no bother for Celtic. We've went there, we've put goals by them. We even scored a Puskas nominated goal at McDermott Park. The interesting thing is how Neil Lennon does recover from this kind of abuse that he was getting.
It's not like he's not used to it, though, is it?
I know, exactly. He gets judged for everything, and I think that this game, we need Edouard shouldn't be playing, right? Despite how good he is, if he isn't fit to play, he shouldn't be playing.
That's the sad thing, though, because it seems like they've got almost no choice. He saved their bacon at the weekend. So. He made the difference.
This to me screams out opportunity for Kamala. Now, I'm not going to be overly concerned if Kamala doesn't get the goal. But then
Kamala won't play if he's going to play one up front. I don't see
I think he could.
So, but that just is even more mental, because it means Lennon's going to play one striker, and the 3 games where he plays one striker, he's got a different striker.
I don't think it will happen. I don't think.
Is it going to be Bio next weekend?
But it could, because there's we need to get something out of him. We need to see something, because 10 minutes at Partick in 30 seconds against, came on for about 30 seconds against, I've forgotten the midweek. Kelly is not, telling of anything. So I would like to see him at least get 45 minutes of football here, starting one of the halves. Because Edouard should not be risked right now. I don't think, as much as Edouard, as you said, saved their bacon, he shouldn't come onto the park. I think, don't risk it. We need him fit. There's Copenhagen coming up.
We've said all season that if Edouard gets injured, they're in trouble. They've been lucky so far.